All
This
right,
lives too. Yeah.
we're on YouTube right now.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. We'll give everybody, Jonathan, another 2 minutes, and everyone else to jump on as well.
Yeah, I can't do Facebook, only one.
Like, let's do YouTube, and that's perfectly. That's how it's unfolding again. Yeah, it's amazing. So first of all, if anyone was waiting on a 5:30. My apologies. We don't love to be late yet. Technical issues. Things are lifing. Life is lifing. As what a perfect way to start today. Transformational ripple. As I had again a solid results and tools today to support myself. Lee had her tools to support herself. Literally before going live, we got news from our friend about Maui. If anybody does not know yet, it's been wildfires. And yes, the sadness overcame because that's a place that I spent quite a bit of time. Lee knows very well as well, and we have friends there and dear acquaintances as well, beautiful beings. So as the sadness overcame, I was like, oh my God, I'm committed today to life. Like, we get to do it. Like, a lot of is boiling, and I'm still checking on people. Some people are not responding. And yet, taking salt breath and 10-minute breath forgiveness. I don't know why I chose that tool today. Breath work has been for me in general a big supportive tool in transformational journey for me. As for some people are journaling, meditations, affirmations, and coaching itself, and shadow work, and so on. Breath work, I always feel a huge shift in energy. I kept receiving message of how sacred every process is, how sacred every, even when it looks a chaos, even when it looks as a sadness and as a darkness, really how sacred every breath of ours is. So, as it reminded me of how precious the present is. Hence, it's a present, it's called present. And I'm really happy to have Jonathan here and Lee. I will introduce them in a minute. Most of you are already aware who I am. Multidimensional being here. I'm called Roma. They call me Roma, right? And I love to be called Roma. So, yeah, no last names needed. Beautiful mission that I have here on this beautiful earth is quantum living lifestyle, meaning reminding everyone, including myself, on daily basis of our multidimensionality, of our powers, of us being able to influence, to inspire our own lives and others. Hence, we have these beautiful two beings here. Some of you already met Jonathan. He supports me in my classes and master classes. If any one of you join my events, and Jonathan Osorio himself went through a lot of transformational work with me as well. And by my side, I saw him changing his life at the same moment, supporting others to do so because he did coach many people as well. And Jonathan is an amazing DJ. And honestly, can I start to introduce you? You always like, first of all, DJ, and then that I know you from transformational work.
Whatever feels good for you.
Whatever sounds good. Because that's what he's passionate about, and you can feel it through his music is made through his heart. He backpacked his way through Mexico for how long? I mean, he left everything behind and met himself as raw as naked as he is. Accomplished a lot of within, right? And again, that's in my interpretation a biggest really success because as me and Lee even discussed after we heard the news how fragile everything is. In Lahaina, where we stay usually, like all the front street is gone, business is gone, home's gone. Obviously, the COVID proved to most of us as well, right? Hence, that's one more thing. When we keep investing in an outside world, when we keep investing in titles, right? Matter itself, so some kind of material things, not the wrong or right, not bad in any way yet. Let's look within, like how much harder on ourselves we make our own experiences when you identify and you attach yourself, right, to a suitcase, to a house, to a car, to the title itself, to being per se having status or being married or not being married, and so on. So yeah, it from that side, it really reminds you as well how sacred all of it is, including the darkness. Because if we look back now, Jonathan and Lee, like you went, Lee's already coaching with me forever, like I feel like. And from the other side, she still surprises me on the daily basis. The expansion, the leaps that she does, like she shape shifts, her body's changing, has been changed already, like, I don't know, 4 times probably. And really, through her energetical body, she influences her physical body. Through her physical body, she supports herself emotionally. And at this point, she's ready to start sharing more so and more so, and maybe even stepping into supporting others, as a leader. Um, when your energy shifts like that, when you clear up your own traumas and fragments and separation within, people feel it, people start coming to you. So she starts feeling like, oh, anyways, people are coming to me. So that's another thing. So basically, Jonathan Osorio, as I just said, and Lee Raz, your last name, Lee, my dear, dear Lee, as friend, as working together, as no names needed, no titles needed. Again, beautiful beings, definitely having a contract from lifetimes, because we've been supporting each other for 13 years and it's beautiful. And the last 2 years, the quantum leaps that she did through the quantum living lifestyle, that it's still molding in its own perfection, right? And it's always, even the process is always perfect as well. So she took the tools that I gave her, ran with it, and now she has a full, beautiful experience to share of herself, because she twisted it. She put her own signature of it. She colored it differently. So the blueprint that I gave, she has solid results for everyone to share, to see, to ask. And how she actually adapted, adjusted, danced with the tools that I kept giving her, right? So I don't think there's anything more valuable as well.
Okay, so this looks like
To
it
yours.
froze.
And what is it?
You froze for a while.
Oh, okay. I had no idea. When did you hear me? Where did you hear me last?
There's anything more valuable, and then it cut and then ran out.
Perfect. Awesome. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, if anything, again, internet even has been acting up. So if anything, we do have phones, we'll jump on. Jonathan, if it's going to continue happening, let me know, because I can always log on to phone as well. So
Okay.
yeah, my interpretation, there's nothing more valuable actually getting experience examples, right? That somebody has evidence, somebody collected it, and also all. So yes, the ripple of transformation supported me today personally. I'm not even sharing here like as a coach or a leader or a mentor. Yeah, it's, you will feel the waves, especially if you're more so empath and your heart is open. No matter how balanced you or aligned you are 1 minute, the other minute the world dances with you and co-creates with you. And hence you constantly get to realign yourself. You constantly get to check in. So yeah, that's the transformational ripple personally today. And I'm like, oh my God, that's such a beautiful way to start our life, because that was even the name given yesterday. So as I just shared a little bit about my 2 days experiences, Jonathan, as of today, if you could share your few profound ripples into your life. I know you've traveled crazy, right? And again, you did leave everything behind,
Hmm.
attachments left. So if you would look back now, what are those? It could be like from other person, not such a big shift looking at your world. Yet, what were the most profound and important to you?
As far as ripples, like breakthroughs.
Ripples meaning it affected you, like your work and transformation affected you into your life, right?
Oh, well, definitely the whole Mexico trip.
Like for me,
Um,
being able to come and support here everyone else because I can
yeah.
again be aligning what is for you.
So
For
it
me,
would be me as an individual. Just the biggest one would be, and this is, you learn this in basic. First, the first investment is transformation. The first door that you open is they tell you to operate from a blank canvas, and that honestly right now is the most impactful practice that I began 2018, because anything that happens, I just go blank canvas. It's like this. It's like blank canvas. Like this blank thought. Nothing. There's I do not need to create a meaning to anything. You know. I don't. So once I started creating, I was like, well, maybe this happened because I'm just like, no, 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 blank canvas. I'm just like, and I'm in the present moment. And I was aware of how much energy is put into creating a meaning of things. Some things just don't need meanings, Uh, I don't know how deep I could go into this.
yeah, you can go. We definitely resonated with everything. You go as deep as you like to. Yes, we're getting.
It's like making, I don't know, even this, do I even? This is a perfect example. I will be doing something like this, like, and then I'll think, do I even need to make a meaning of it, and then stop it right there and move on, do something else. Go for a walk, go for a run. Especially when I'm running, I start thinking, and I was like, wait, do I even need to think? So let's put up an average day. I don't know. I'm throwing numbers out. You have 1,000 thoughts and stuff in an average day. 30% of those thoughts are creating a meaning. 30% of those thoughts are creating calculations. How high you need to step to go up a staircase. X, Y, and Z. So your brain's doing all these activities, but a certain percentage that's being used to create a meaning. It's just a habit we have had since as humans. I like to always use this little reference, like, dogs walk on four legs and bark and wag their tail. Humans walk on two legs and think and create a meaning of things. It's just what we do, and it's nothing bad. I think it's just to be aware, and then with this powerful brain that we have, and conscious ability to create a meaning of anything. I think it's very powerful to let go of things, and that's our evolution. Like, we're not growing fingers anymore, or a third eye, or another earlobe. Evolution, is, if we follow it from the scale of an ape to a man to what we are right now, it's like we're already upright. It's all been here. The evolution is going on.
Yeah.
So going back to the blank canvas mentality, that's my journaling, that's my breath works. All I need to do is just remind myself blank canvas, and everything goes away. If I'm at work and I get negative attitude from somebody, and I'm already creating a meaning, and I'm already just blank canvas, like, I'm not even creating a meaning for myself or the other individuals. Like, that action just happened, and that's what it is. That's all it was, an action.
Yeah. So you're saying because for people like blank canvas, okay, blank canvas, whatever. What, where did you see an actual result through the blank canvas,
Well,
right?
this is a journey.
Yeah. So no. Yet, as you already just mentioned, it allows you. Like, how does it translate here on Earth? You having a mental of being able to be at a clean slate, right? So how does it translate into your results? Meaning, from my perspective, right away, I saw the way you travel, the way you allow yourself to move places, the way you allow yourself to shift and go experience whatever you desire to experience with such an awesome ease. And again, it's not like, oh, you just don't care to leave family behind. That's not about that, right? It's again, that's beyond. I will say that being able to be in that kind of state of mind that you can clear that slate constantly, right? Whatever is happening, it ripples into his world. Does your relationships like get value from that? Do you move easier? Do you take opportunities easier? Like word actually expresses right here. So at work, I already heard. You're like, okay, at work, yeah, it's easy. That's nice. Because if somebody says something, it's very easy to run with it. And then what usually happens to most of majority of people, right? If something happened, one thing in the morning wrong in the rising or early a day, that's it. Most of the day is ruined.
They declared it and made a meaning of it and
Correct.
established it as truth for the whole day.
Correct. So yeah, so that's amazing because you can just have start the day 3 times a day if you need to. You're like, okay, clean. And I've done that plenty of times, Jonathan. That's beautiful. So where else, let's say, it allows you to really show up and
Uh,
expand different levels,
uh,
level
I
you
want
up.
to touch. I do have a very important, actually, the most valuable gold freaking diamonds that I have. But before that, I do want to share that it began by journaling. And if in 2018, even 2019, I were to tell myself blank canvas, it wouldn't have the same effect it has right now because I would still be triggered. I would still be high in emotions, either mad or pissed off or anxious about a situation. It's just a practice that I have been doing over the 5 years. Like we say, the time on the mat when you got knocked out and you got that anxious feeling, you got, so your intention is to be peaceful. You got knocked out from being peaceful into being anxious. As your time on the mat, it just decreased from the practice of doing it, of first journaling. I feel this because of this, and this is how I'm feeling, and then meditating, breath works, making all these processes. It's even safe to say that I breathe better on a daily basis. So I don't need to do the breath works as an exercise because already my breathing practice has been better. So I'm getting good oxygen in my brain. So it's a journey. You're gonna have to put in your own work, and it's a beautiful journey.
You mean
Um,
you get
yeah, it's I'm still going. I don't know how else this journey will unfold in me having a sense of bliss and peace. Now to the golden diamonds. I have two situations actually where I ended up being in the plaza downtown of the cities in Mexico that I was staying at. One of them was on the East Coast, one of them was on the West Coast. And the one on the East Coast, it was in Merida, Yucatan, the capital of Yucatan in Mexico. And I had just left Tulum because there was a lot of cartel violence. That right before I left, there was a shootout right next to me, like with automatic weapons, and we all went into an ice cream shop and hid, and that was a very powerful freaking experience. And then the next day, I moved to a different town, and I didn't have work. I was down to my last pennies and whatever. So I had $0, 0 pesos, and what I was doing, I was volunteering at a hostel, and they gave me room and breakfast. And then I wasn't comfortable in that place, and I wanted something different. I wanted to expand, and that's where blank canvas comes in, and it's these limitations where maybe I'll just stay there forever, and also say, what else is possible. I was broke, had zero money, and I had no home in a way, and I still lit a fire under my ass by saying to the guy, I'm done here, and I have no idea. I didn't have reserved another spot to go. I told him, okay, I'm done. So like literally that day, I'm out in the street again. you know and I remember just being at the plaza. I was able to get one room in one place. And actually, I don't know if you remember this, Lee. I did a training which you actually were a part of. That one, actually, from the payment that people did the training, I was able to get like one more night at this hostel where I was able to at least leave my luggage. So then I remember I was in the plaza. It was like noon, very hot place, and I was just thinking like what's next? Like what how do I just felt like I can't get myself out of this one. Like what am I gonna how what I was just like, what's gonna happen? I was stressing out. I was just trying to figure it out. Do I do this? Do I do that? And then I just sat down and I was just having a moment to myself, and I I've never felt this in my life. I would say if I had a word for it, it'd be bliss. It was utter bliss. It wasn't love, but it was similar to love. It wasn't peace, but it was similar to peace. It was just this feeling of connectedness to everything, to the birds, to the people, peace, calm, all everything together, and like I saw everything around. I saw the perception I had was just like amazement. Uh, it was so many words that I could describe this moment, and it cost $0, and it cost zero status because it wasn't like I'm very recognized at something at that point. I'm just a guy out there just figuring life out, and all that will be a different experience if I wouldn't have had transformation. That'll be breakdown, and then trusting. That's another conversation that lives in the back of my head. Trust, blank canvas, trust, blank canvas, trust. I say that like a two punch. My rebuttal, blank canvas, trust, and two days later, I ended up getting an interview with another hostel. And then through the interview, I told him what I do, and he goes, he wants to turn his hostel into a holistic center. And then in his hostel, I was able to do trainings, and I got a room and breakfast, and that kept me going until I came back to the United States. And I did, I think, 6 trainings in his hostel. In person, it was on YouTube, and that with the money from that, I was able to move things around and get myself up and start building up again, and and come out of that little. I don't even want to say a hole, but I guess in a financial and term, it was like very low. But emotionally, internally, it was super high, the highest I've ever been. That happened similar on the West Coast, similar scenarios, zero money. What am I gonna do? And I felt this bliss again, and so I've experienced that twice, and it cost nothing. I don't know. It costs trusting and the blank canvas, I think.
Well, that's, as you were speaking up, like that's what comes up. An essence of transformation is for you to feel it all and from all the angles. So if you ever, like were blissed out because you had this and this and this and this, transformational process literally going to strip this all away. 555. Strip that away. So you get.
I love how you just had to stop it and say it.
Normal to me.
I could picture you, Roma, like with your next life partner. Just you're in the middle of a heated argument.
Baby,
333. And then go back to yelling at each other or something and getting in the argument.
that was a good laugh. A good laugh needed. I trust everyone on that side of the screen felt it. Wow, amen, amen, amen. That is an essence, though. That will strip you off. I love it. Yo, good luck. Strip you away. Because let's say if I was always like, I never per se had to or need to work on my body image in a way. Yes, to the level. I wasn't feeling in any way where I'm at, in love with myself and the way I see myself and the way my body even is shaping and the way it's listening to me and the way it's moving. Absolutely different. Yet I didn't have, in my perception as well, any issues with the body. I always worked out, right? I always kind of took care of it. And yet it's funny because going through full transformation, it took a possibility for me to work out. That's how I used to pick myself up all my life. That was my little crutch. And I didn't feel like a crutch because at some levels, it is not a crutch. It's like a plausible thing. And it's great. Yet at some levels of expanding of consciousness, you get to that bliss. You get to that love of your body and everything without all of it. Meaning you get to have, it strips away. And that's your power. Because if I can't fully be in love with my body, while my ability per se or possibilities are a little shrinked, right? With whatever reason, like The moment I signed up for yoga, like I twisted my ankle, right? Like it's always something you're like, okay, what is happening? And I'm like, what is happening? I haven't been going, and it's all my life. And that's usually for me easier to pick myself emotional. I'm like, ah, you're meaning I get to be amazingly great, fantastic, magic without it. Okay, I got it. And I literally had to work through it as well, meaning what a power if you can be that bliss, be that peace, be that without any of it. Hence, it will always support you in the situations. You will always come out on the top. You will always be able to flow, right? Kind of like water. That's perfect. So yeah, I in my interpretation, it is an actual essence of stripping everything what you are not. And then when you see purely what you are, build up, and you can create with it, and you can co-create, and you can dance, and you can do whatever you want. And that comes from a very different place. That this life and this path and the essence of it is a very different walk. If you both, I bet you agree. I bet. I trust. I bet you agree. If I don't trust, I don't bet. Of course, I trust. So yeah, that's an amazing example and evidence, Jonathan, of yours and your experiences. And again, always appreciation having you, and you being able to share these stuff, right? Like throw yourself into that leap. Go be that nothing, right? Go travel, go see, go look through the eyes of nothingness. Like be okay with, downsizing, stepping back, and again, people even a failure, like it's not a failure, correct? It's simple, another stone for you to put up, to step on. That's all what it is. I shared a post today. I think it really made me laugh. It said, optimists are people who figure out that after taking a step forward, taking a step back, it's not any way disappointment or failure. It's kind of a cha-cha. Cha-cha, right? And that is really dance. When you're taking step back, sometimes it's not a step back. It's a readiness for quantum leap. And the more that, what do you call this? Slingshot?
Slingshot.
The more the slingshot pulls back, that you feel in a stagnancy or something, energetically, everything is shifting. The bigger quantum leap you might have. So again, the way everything looks, it's not the way it is.
I'm waiting for a very big one.
Like, yeah, you are. That's not the way it is. And yeah, that's amazing. So as I shared, it supports me. My biggest passion is supporting people, right? My biggest passion is to keep building that mission or finishing that mission, whichever way you want, for the lack of language. In fact, I am not native speaker as well, so pardon, not pardon. If you know the dictionary of the words and the language and the expression itself, I'm very proud of myself. I don't know. No worries. It took me a bit, okay, to get here. So bear with me. So as I'm saying, that supports my passion at all times, all of my transformational tools. That is the ripple. I can, no matter what, show up. And maybe today, let's say, plan would have been show up like, strictly by plan and have like bullet points and be in a different energy. It doesn't matter. Meaning that's what unfolded. I trust fully. And again, no need to bet, because I know, right? That unfolds perfectly. Today, something else came from the heart. And because I went into breath work, I went into journaling, I went into that walk. I had so much more beautiful energy to bring to all of you and myself as well. So we're all co-creating here. Jonathan, right? Blank canvas and trust. Blank canvas and trust. That's his ripple. Being able to transform himself voluntarily. Like he literally left everything and went voluntarily to be nothing for a little bit. And it's amazing. Like that's courage, that's curiosity, right? What creativity, and now what he can do with that creativity after these experiences. It's only for you imaginable, right, Jonathan? Lee, your turn for a little bit. Your ripple into transformational ripple into your life. So where you can see your biggest shifts from your health to your relationships to your wealth. And again, wealth, we already we keep sharing, at least I keep sharing, wealth is not only your financial wealth, because again, beautiful beings, the image outside, it might look like, oh, they're doing so much better, yet it does not matter. Sometimes a person can sit very quietly and smile and look absolutely peaceful, and there's storms inside, and they haven't been seen and they haven't been heard. And the more so the image more perfect, sometimes the more so there is something to hide and to void. Again, don't worry, stop comparing yourself to this, that. Wealth is, are you aligned to your own flow? Like, are you excited about your life? I say my wealth is like, I am excited really every day to wake up. Even when it's a bad day, I am excited to walk through it. Like, okay, I'm in it. I'm excited to walk through it. I'm not getting any more non-excited or not excited even to like, oh, so many, like there's no more tasks that coming your way. It's like excitement. For me, this is wealth. Having time to do whatever you want. This is wealth. Absolutely. Being able to allow yourself, or, either if it's massage, either it's your business. And please, just getting, more of a real estate per se, right? Absolutely. It bleeds into everything, into your finances and everything. So Lee gonna share herself what you're at the top surface, right? Because you and me, we're gonna go deeper into it. Jonathan, on the 22nd, you are not going to be around yet. We love you anyways. Me and Lee and I, we're going to have a live, and it's going to continue in a way from this. We will take her flow apart. So this is a transformational ripple into your health, into your wealth, into your relationships, and right, and that ease. Yet when me and Lee going to go on live, we're going into literally what I gave her to do and how she danced with it, and how extra options we had, and how she overcame either discipline, either harder, what was easier. As well, like Jonathan just shared, listen, it's a process. In the beginning, blank canvas, you're laughing, you think you're lying to yourself. A lot of time it might, when you say something to a person like, can you like find that your husband is courageous, but he's not courageous. but there is no. I can't tell him that. It's like, okay. And then suddenly, he is courageous, like I see it. So again, it's beautiful how the processes flow. Yeah, go ahead. We're gonna go again, 20 seconds. So if anybody is even resonating with anything she's sharing now, schedule, put for yourself in the calendars, 20 seconds, she will share from the bottom. I'm gonna pick you apart for them to see everything, all your process. Because really, Jonathan, her process is blowing my mind till now, myself. And again, we keep seeing a lot of them. Yes. Yo. Okay.
Gosh, that is a big thing to step into. A big
Shoes to fill.
Yeah.
Go ahead and enjoy. No, it's all yours. It's all yours to do whatever you want.
Okay, I will start with the first realizations that I remember, because sometimes it's challenging to remember where it even started. This is 2 years and 3 months into it. So the first biggest realization was responsibility taken. Had no idea what it meant other than in the work environment, or being responsible for something for someone. It's not inside, not for myself, which brings the knowing that I actually have a say, which I never thought I did. Really, I thought life was okay. Some people are luckier, some people are a little less. If anything were to go a little off or a little wrong, it's by default it's going to be me, because those are the cards that I received. That was my hand, and I dealt with.
Whoa, she said that. Like, how many people you'll hear like, these are the cards where you're dealt, deal with it, right? And again, from one side, no, Jonathan is giggling. Jonathan, what came up when I said that to you? For you?
Just the transformation, the The ability to create your own meaning.
Right? I think exactly. Love it. He's like human shrink. Wow, some things are hard of hard to hear now, no?
Yeah, those were, 39 years of my life or more. This is what I knew. This was, and I did handle it. I dealt with it
Like everyone.
the whole
Survival.
time. Yet I didn't see a possibility where I can actually take power over my own decisions, have things happen for me instead of keep thinking that things are happening to me or people are doing to me versus they're doing for themselves. And by default, it doesn't match. So by default, I feel like it's happening to me, but something doesn't align. And I had no awareness, zero. I was a zombie, really a zombie on this earth for 39 years. As simple as I can put it.
I love this life already. I usually usually in the evenings. I don't work after 3 p.m. I love it. I love it. I love it. So wait a second. What she said is profound as well. Everything she's sharing and saying right now, that's the realization that came up with me. It sounds really ridiculous. It sounds like children, we were children, we're playing. Like really, it sounds ridiculous. Yet again, before transformation, everything you would share, what is happening, it would sound ridiculous to you, and it did. 13 years ago, I invited her to go to meditation camp. She said to herself that she lost a friend. She really thought that that's it. I'm going to start being a tree hugger. And guess who is hugging the trees right now across the park right here? So these things were ridiculous, sounded ridiculous, right? And again, all of
Because it's the friend that I grew up, because my dad told me, you get to work hard, you get to make sure you are secure, you get to, tree hugger? What is that? How is this gonna advance you in the world? But how? So this was my friend. This is all I knew was responsibility in business. Make sure you're secure, make sure you work hard. Money is hard to make. That was my world. So all my life, I chased something that I was told to chase, and I really believed that this was the only way to be and the only way to advance. So yeah, it brings me back to responsibility taken. The moment that clicked, that, oh shit, yeah, if I would have said this a little different, maybe the other person wouldn't react the way they reacted, or so many examples. I don't have them now. That was the first big shift. And then starting through journaling, which I was very resistant towards.
And she's the best journaler ever, by the way. She journals 4 pages for me every rising.
Damn.
That is short.
That is 7. I get 7. And she's one client. Yeah. Yet again, it's profound to read, because in the group per se, and Jonathan, we did the same, right? Like in the group, their realizations, wherever they're stuck, whatever they're facing, it's like it resonates with you, it supports you as well constantly. And it's such a great journaling, it's such a great awareness, such a great reminder all the time. It's outside of you. You're able to see it. That's one of the tools you must. So don't tell anyone that I said this word ever. Okay.
You must.
So through the journaling, I was able to start changing the conversations that I was having with myself, which is something we talked about in the last class as well. And that was huge. And yes, it felt like lying many times. It felt like I was lying to myself, yet I was committed to trying out everything and whatever. And there were a lot of tools, maybe not a lot, but there were a few tools that you gave me that I didn't adapt, that I tried a couple of times, and I'm like, man, I don't, it doesn't resonate. No, don't want to do it. It's not, I don't feel it.
You get to be a better coach. Dig deeper. You dig deeper. I love it.
Yeah, the journaling really supported me in the declarations, also the structure of the journaling, not just going and puking everything every morning. There was some sort of a structure that was very supportive. Learning how to be grateful. So yeah, I woke up and I'm not feeling the best, and this happened and that happened and this, but how many other things are there? How many other things are there for me to be grateful for?
That's working.
So
Your heart's working for once. Your tongue as well right now.
yeah. So those were the first tools that I can say really supported me, and where it showed the best or the most up until now is my relationship with my husband, which
Wow.
was a very rocky, had a very rocky 5.5 years of, since we started it. It was rocky from the beginning because
You young couple, the first 5.5 years.
the first, yes.
They did the opposite, like you did the party the opposite. He shared that he made the party, but it was
Yeah.
they decided usually couples are happy for the first five, then the shenanigans start. They started the opposite.
Yeah.
Let's put it out there on the table. If we can deal with it after, then we stick around.
There was a wedding and there was no honeymoon. No honeymoon phase.
Wow.
So when I stopped demanding something, when I started working through the journals, through the declarations, through understanding that I have a say, and if I can take responsibility for something, maybe somebody else can get less defensive. Maybe somebody else can open up a little bit. Maybe they can get more vulnerable. Maybe I'll get more out of it. That was the biggest shift. The more I went deeper into my work, into my coaching, into learning more and more tools, because this is just
Again, and
tip.
hence I kind of we did make a deal. Yes, we did make a really great deal with her. So she is sticking. That's why you're gonna stick on the 22nd
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah.
Because again, really want to take apart for you. And to be honest, it's way easier for me to take apart like a reverse engineer, especially with an examples through her, because I already share everything on Instagram as I share through masterclasses, through YouTube stuff. I already share of my tools and everything. Yet this one is coming through her own experience from her heart. Again, that we kind of reverse engineering. We're just going to tell them like, okay, that's where you're getting, that's where you get, you want the Randy's and the Lee's relationship. Let's do, yeah. So, and then again, she will share as well. She keeps sharing how authentically she made it for herself. Because it's always about your own flow. Jonathan doesn't do transformation the way I do. His flow is a little bit different. The way his body likes to be active in different ways per se than I do. His being, let's say he doesn't, his breath work comes in differently versus for me, breath work is a different thing. It does not matter. Yet our beings, meaning my spiritual body, my emotional body, my mental body, and my physical body, always taken care of. No excuses. If I couldn't move a finger and I absolutely closed on the bed, as minimum gratitude, minimum appreciation and trust. You can't do blank canvas, trust. Cry your eyes out, trust. Tomorrow you'll have blank canvas. So
100%.
other responsibility, family, then journaling. I don't know where I lost you for you.
Well, that was where it affected me for
The most.
the most in my life was in my relationship with my husband, which is now definitely not a smooth sailing all the time, yet it's authentic. It's real. When there is an issue, real emotions come up. We can be vulnerable with each other. We can trust that even if we said something, we are there for each other. We will support each other. We can trust that even if we're angry with each other and one of us comes for support, they will have it. And the second area was business, was the job, because within I think before we even officially started, when I came to only to hear, I was curious and just a few pointers.
And we talked in the park, or we went for a walk, and we didn't work yet. We went, I think, for a walk. We talk. Your emotions bubbled up, and the work you decided very fast.
And that's it. I quit my job, and I haven't worked for someone for the last 2.5 years. And there are ups and there are downs, yet I can't say for a second that I regret or will ever regret not working for somebody else and quitting my job.
Or even per se, like being safer and having, and okay, let's get 20 hours there and allow.
I wasn't safer. That's the thing. I wasn't. I felt more financially safe, yet I was dying inside every day. I was dying. I was killing myself.
And your health showed as well that versus now that ripple of transformational. And that's what's beautiful. She took a responsibility, and maybe the responsibility because her heart at that moment, the most important priority was your relationship. It was falling apart.
Yeah.
Yet, what a beautiful, perfect process that is. Responsibility, her focus was on relationship, but because she kept saying, I dug deeper, I kept going, I kept working within myself, kept rippling into her business, meaning again, whatever she's expressing here. So she allowed herself to have the space to continue creating and trusting that something is coming out versus going and leaning on to something that, hey, seems safer, yet it really is not. Where else it rippled? It's rippled into your health because her ways of being is different. Her inner state is always, at least like as a basis now, absolutely different what as a basis you used to have.
Absolutely. And let's not forget that I was on pills for almost 17 years, anti-anxiety, daily and extra stuff for extra bad days. So, and
she's off
at
all.
2 years I haven't.
At all. I mean, she's off sugar.
Don't say that.
Don't say that. Okay. My apologies. So many things cut out of life.
Me too. I don't drink. I don't eat a lot of sugar, and when I do get sugar, it kicks me like crazy. It's like my eyes are just like.
I'll get a little bit more of that, like coffee. Yeah,
coffee
sugar
as well.
Yeah,
coffee's crazy.
Yeah, and again, you don't feel it when you're always again you like stress, being really stressed. Again, me and Lee felt it a while ago, recently, whatever. Like if I'll talk to someone and I'll take something and I'm gonna look at her, I'm like, oh my God, they're so stressed. It stressed me out. I'm like, how? I will sit with it 5 minutes. Jonathan, like Lee knows because she's it. Jonathan, really? I get so heavy. I almost must. Okay, bath. Okay, this. Okay, something. I ground journal. Let's go to the park. And then I'm like, oh my God, that was 10 minutes. I had actually used to live in a daily.
Yeah.
And you would not feel it.
Yeah.
You were always stressed. There was always a thought of as a minimum 3 minutes ahead, like what's happening. Then as a minimum, a full conversation of what have you done this year? Then as a minimum, what has to happen with the next 5 years? And then as a minimum, it's like 17. Yeah. And it's always in the future, always in the past. Right. So yeah, you can't, that's another transformational ripple for me, big. I find myself so much in presence. And it's funny because it's so vivid now when I just for a moment start overthinking. So I'll know when my head is running. And in general, I am a very big thinker. So my head is running. The energy that I'm carrying it's very fast. Yet it's so vivid now. I'm like, oh yeah, too much. Like 20, if I'm starting like, okay, I thought about it more than 20 minutes. No. That's way too much. It's not.
100%. Yup.
Yeah. You're not. And in general, for years, I haven't actually, like if I need to make the decision to buy something, to get something, to go or not to go, and takes me more than more than 2 minutes, I don't
Not
deal
doing
with it. I don't deal with it. Never, because I really never need to ask. I'm like, you want to do it? Yes. It's like, if no, it's like, oh, to think about it. Yes. Then it's my solo time. As easy as that. That's another big ripple. Being, yeah, no, doesn't need to be overheated all the time. Yeah, amazing, amazing. And commitment. Last question, and we'll close it out. We did start a few minutes later, yet we're not gonna drag. So really laser, if you both could share either with a sentence, how do you continue committing to this? Because I say every time people, hear something like this, they're like, oh, I resonate, I want to. Yet, Jonathan, this process, and how many people from I want to actually embody and actually continue practicing, right? Somehow 80% fall off as a minimum. 80%, they're done. 2 weeks, 4 weeks, done. And it's okay. There's no right or wrong. It does not mean anything. We all have our own timing. We're all unfolding the way. Some of us are quantum leaping, are a little crazier, goes all in. Some of us are, dancing our own cha-cha-cha. Remember, cha-cha-cha-cha-cha. Okay? No problem here. So as a commitment, everybody will be like, committing. For me, I'll tell you this. Once I've seen it, once I felt the ease, once I can have the result and feel when it slips, and when I actually able to really grasp and create something beautiful, I cannot not do it. So I might, be thinner sometimes on some kind of a discipline. I might be, yet it's already in my I cannot not, because the experience, the profoundness of the experience of life, the level, how the time can feel, how anything can feel, does not compare far from you being in the body of survival. That's my take. Like, I can't put myself in the body of survival. If it comes here or there for percentage, perfectly fine, lifing, no worries. Continue mastering, continue practicing. But if I will now allow myself to fully put my body again in that state of mind, just thinking of that, I swear I'm having a little panic attack. No. It's I am committed, and no ways. So for me, is that what is, Jonathan, for you?
I don't know. I've actually asked myself this question, not in that way, but because through this transformation, realizations about everything, my passion is music and DJing. Yet I'm okay if that does not become a career. If I don't perform in front of anybody anymore, I get to do it at home, and that's enough. It's my passion. My passion is to DJ, not so much to DJ in front of people. Yes, it is fun. My passion is to DJ, and that doesn't require anybody else other than me. The same thing with relationships. I've met a lot of wonderful women, and one was super impactful. And one day we only saw each other for 2 hours, and both felt equally the same. She lives in Poland. Long story short, we still talked, and it was just, I already had that. Those 2 hours were enough, but the extra month was actually nice. So the 2 hours, like, nothing's guaranteed. I don't hold it to be guaranteed for me. So then I'm just like, why am I getting up every day? Why am I still committed? And I don't really have a real answer. The best I could say is habit. I created the habit. It's my lifestyle now. It's of who I am. So there's no real commitment or recommitment. It's simply just, that's what I do. That's something I do, is I shift, and there doesn't need to be a goal or a purpose for me to keep on doing this.
Yeah. Well, again, that's like your commitment. It doesn't have to be rewarded by okay, and then I'll have a relationship, and then I'll have the money. Like, to me, it's being exuberant every day. I cannot live any differently. That's what I'm saying. I'm the same. Don't have zero attachment. I don't get my experiences because the way I experience life. That's all why I am gonna be committed. Like, even at the end of the end, right? Like, how does business go? How this mission goes? How that? But me, I cannot allow myself to wake up in this vessel and to rob myself that day from my experiences through the lens that I have now versus through the lens of survival. So I simply gonna feel like I'm robbing myself to begin with, right? That would be. So I say that I hear, well, yeah, we don't need that. It's not about, oh, be committed so then you can have the goodbye. Yeah, absolutely not. It already, and it's so fun actually that you can't really answer because it's already him. That's
I
fine.
mean, in my perspective, you are
It's
committed.
already him.
It simply doesn't feel like commitment because it
it's
doesn't
him.
take anything out of you. You
Yeah.
are committed to yourself. That's all.
Yeah,
That's the way you are.
yeah, yeah. Beautiful. That it's the beauty of the transformation. Again, that's another ripple. Like, yeah, there is no force, if there is new skill and everything, and there's a resistance, you work through, you see what's up. Yet in the dominant energy, there's no force, or again, like I mentioned already, I don't feel a task in any day, either whatever that task would be. Clean this, clean, whatever walk to the store, grab this extra walk, for God, it's not a task. It's always an experience. It's always a being. It's always extra fun. It's always expansion. Like, so yeah, that's definitely. And Lee, you're in it. You're working. Her commitment is amazing. And it's beautiful because we met last year for my B-Day. I didn't celebrate this year. I don't celebrate anymore B-Days. Never mind. Yet last year, and I think 2 or 3 of you in my tribe literally said the same thing. They're like, I'm surprised, like I'm in awe how I am committed to myself. I've never felt so committed. I've never been so committed. And Lee was like, yeah, me twice already, because we did started a long time ago with her body and training and personal training. So for you, why you continue committing, why you continue growing, why you continue working on what? Yeah.
So for me, if you didn't speak first, then I would go first. I would say the exact thing.
Okay.
It is the results. I mean, I spent 39 in some years doing it the other way, which wasn't any easier. This is not easy either. Digging into these things is not always comfortable. Many times it's uncomfortable. But what comes out of it is every time in a different area, every time on a different subject, every time with something that felt heavy, and it keeps getting easier and easier. So how can I not? Now, if you've never tried it, if you've never had the results, I can see because I saw it before. So I can remember. I can remember how scary it looks, and I can remember how uncomfortable it looks, and I can remember that it doesn't really make sense because you didn't give it a shot yet.
Yeah.
But when you do, and you get even the tiniest thing, because we started with very small thing, and didn't start with the relationship.
Yeah.
I don't even remember. It was daily tiny things.
Yeah.
But every time a tiny thing clicks, and every time you feel a little bit easier, that's the result. And that's what you want more of. So when it started with 100% of the time anxiety, and very, very rarely, usually while drinking or doing other things, you felt a little bit of ease, even for an hour. And you were so grateful for that ease that you got for an hour. No,
Because
that's what it was. So going from this and all of a sudden discovering that you can have is maybe, 2 hours a month, or maybe now 2 hours a week, and all of a sudden 2 hours a day, or sometimes it's a whole week of ease. And then, okay, you dip into something new and you uncover it and you figure out what it was, and then you create more ease. So from going to there to discovering more and more ease, how can I not be?
And again, because the ripple is so strong, like her husband seems happier. Like I can see it even, right? Because she's working, because she is and he's being different in so many ways. I have goosebumps. And Randy came, we had him to some of my seminars, He had a few sessions with me as well, right? Yeah, but he's not doing this, and he's shifting, and your own people are shifting without even, all this. So either like you can even say, oh, I don't have time for yourself, do it for others. Whichever way you're gonna give me, I'll have an answer, beautiful being. So don't want to do it for yourself, do it for others. Don't want to do it for others, do it for yourself. Like it will, like if you work it, it will work. So appreciation, and please be compassionate towards us today with being a little late. And also all jokes aside, this is so important to us. We're like literally living in it, meaning they are my evidence as well with how I adapted my own process and applied and created a container and a mission out of it and a business. And now how they're building out of it as well. It's mind blowing and it's beautiful. So huge appreciation for anyone who's listening now or later. Again, me and I, we're coming back 22nd, right? So it's going to be Tuesday. It's going to be noon. I will put it out on YouTube, my Telegram. I will put it in an Instagram. Again, I have Telegram channel, obviously put notifications and subscribe to this YouTube. And on the 22nd, bring the notes. She will go a little bit more in experiences, right? We'll share a little more of relationships, health, or wealth, what you're doing. And then on the 25th, is it? I will have, yes, I will have a class where you can come and write out your magnificent flow and actually step into it without allowing yourself without to question it too much, right? Hence, I wanted to do these kind of lives, right? Because in general, coaching someone, a lot of times people want to go into heads, ask all the questions. If you are at the point, like, I don't know where to start, I'm not sure, I'm trying, it's not working, I start, I drop, you will have a note that you will do the same thing for 10 weeks. Let's say you will write it for yourself. Me and Lee will share exactly blueprint, how it all works and how it goes. And you're going to go and give it a shot for yourself on your own as well. Yeah, if anyone is interested, Linktree is on YouTube channel descriptions. We can put Linktree here under this live as well. One-on-one coaching is available. You can book, go check out. Calendly is right there. 1 hour is 111 to unpack, to see where you're at, or even if something is really like heavy right now, and you don't know what to do, come in, I'll support you. If anybody is interested for anything else as well, reach out. Anything else last to share, Jonathan? Like always, appreciate you. Can you share your links for your music as well under live?
Yeah.
Everybody want good vibes. I put to work. Some of them are a little bit more beat, more energetic. So I work out. Some of them is for chill, but the fireplace, whatever that is for you, right, winding down. So again, everything comes through the heart. At least creating a lot of stuff. We'll hear about it very soon, probably. Yet, thank you for being here. Appreciate you. This goal really. How do you? There is no words to explain of watching a caterpillar becoming a butterfly. As I watched myself, you can't see it yourself from so much. Like watching someone else almost grabs you more, And I had always some skin in this game because she's a friend as well. And I never offered that. That's the beauty. I never explained. I never offered. I didn't even like, you want me to go? No ways. She came up and she's like, what are you doing? Why are you so calm? I was going through a while ago, it was, after divorce and everything, I just moved back to Chicago and I was like, exuberant, and I was all into I was all yoga meditations. I didn't allow myself too much to slip, and then the shadow work, I was still Jonathan. That's when I was working Jonathan Ara, amazing coach as well. Transformation, hence it supports you so much. Because once a week, every day you're stepping towards your, whatever that vision is, right? Either you have some goals, either you were simply like, the goal is ease, whatever that is. And when something is not working, it very fast comes out because your momentum and you're traveling towards that goal, it doesn't have a chance to stay down. When you're just coming to a therapy per se, it's like, okay, let's fix something. So we're sharing, we're fixing, but we're not stepping out of comfort zone. We're not moving forward. We're not doing. So it's very easy to kind of like share about it and then keep that stuff right here. I'm not moving anywhere. So when you're going into alignment, you're like, keep aligning, going. It's not about going, it's like moving within you to keep aligning yourself to that perfect vision. All the stuff gonna come up very fast. And it's beautiful if you are available to your own awareness, and then somebody is very aware, available for you as well to support you. Yeah, and always, that's the other perspective. So thank you everyone for everything. If you have any questions, please ask us. You will see all of us eventually. Jonathan, you might be able to support me in the masterclass on 25th.
I just checked. It's on the 29th of August.
What? Okay, and that's why I was like, okay, because it's too fast, 22nd and 22. Okay, perfect. Thank you. It's on the 29th. Yes. So the masterclass will be on 29th. If anybody wants to set you for yourself for a flow for a good 10 weeks ahead, join the class, and then live on the 22nd, Lee will share anything, have some questions as well if you would like, and everything. So thank you, Jonathan. Anything last to say, Lee?
Nothing. I've said it all for
Yeah.
right.
Beautiful.
Jonathan, please put your link for the music. Thank
Will
you.
do.
After the life. Thank you, beautiful beings. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Enjoy the rest of your experiences. Whatever is unfolding, trust. If trust is hard, can you find a little bit of compassion right now, right here within you? Compassion for other, compassion for self. Remember, it does look like a trope, and it's sacred process. Go figure.